Not gonna lie, at the beginning, I was super excited that art was back, and then I found out, oh boy, Murderbot's gonna have some fun. Hello, and welcome back to the couch. We saved you a seat. My name is Luke. Today, we're talking about Chapter 4 of Network Effect. Yes, if you've been following along, we've been doing chapter-by-chapter reactions and reviews of the Murderbot Diaries series so far. This is Chapter 4. This is the 5th book. You can follow along by clicking the link in the description of this video. It takes you to Amazon. And if you buy the book, it supports the channel. If you'd like to support the channel even more, you can join the membership. It's $2 a month and you get some stuff early, mostly book content a little early, and it just helps the channel. There's no really set schedule or anything, but it just helps us and we'd appreciate it. Regardless, let's jump into this chapter. Holy shit. Holy shit. I did not expect this at all. The art reveal. Huge, massive. What are we talking about, right? And then I thought, okay, Murderbot is going to have a new ally. This is going to make this book really interesting because book 2 is my second favorite. Maybe. Yeah, book 2 is my second favorite. So art being a huge part of it. And when you find out that, oh god, they deleted art, I felt the same rage. I felt the same rage that Murderbot felt. Absolutely. I don't think art's deleted. I have a hard time believing that these bad actors, we'll call them, were the ones to do it. Art was super sophisticated, similar to, let me think, Cortana from Halo. It was that same kind of capability. And Murderbot, I think, was pretty affectionate toward art. It was a pretty good relationship in book 2. Essentially, Murderbot's first new friend in its adult, non-governor life. Whatever the case, very interesting how that happened. Regardless, the action is hilarious. Let's not get it twisted. We find out, okay, so beforehand, why wasn't there anyone there? They jumped out of the evac suit, blah, blah, blah. They board. There's no one in the airlock. And then one of these drones just knocks Murderbot out because it's stealth. Regardless of what happens at the end of this chapter, what you're finding out is these people are pretty formidable. These things, these constructs, these bots, whatever, that are on Art's ship, they're fairly formidable. It's gonna be tough. It's not the same sort of dopey enemy or singular focused bots that Murderbot is used to combating. These are resourceful. It's weird. It's new. And I like it. We get some pretty funny moments, the Murderbot hears Amena in the background. It runs to where they are. It already has a schematic, so it runs to there while trying to ping Art the entire time because a drone hit Murderbot, whatever, and Murderbot was knocked out for a minute. I like how it's described how it was knocked out. It's pretty interesting for a construct, a cyborg. It's really kind of a cyborg, but whatever, a construct. For that to happen to a construct and then it to get up and to realize, okay, this is an environment I'm not kind of used to. Let's see if we can hack these drones. We can't hack these drones. That's weird, but what I can do is power them down. And then we have one of the funniest moments we've had in this book so far is when it powers down the drones and it looks at the target 2, I think. It looks at target 2 after target 2 has said, angry, then afraid. Boring. No, angry, then afraid, then dead. Boring. Then Murderbot powers them down and repeats it back to them. And then goes on an absolute spree. An absolute whaling. One of them gets out. I think it's number 1, target 1. It gets out. And before it chases them down, Murderbot's trying to kind of figure out some other things. And then you're introduced to Casualty 1 and Casualty 2. Hilarious that they're called Casualty 1 and Casualty 2. We're carrying that on from Chapter 1, which I think is awesome. And you find out, or Murderbot finds out, that their names are, Electra and Raz. And they're from they're from a portion of the ship before it came there. One of the other interesting things that the targets are saying is, where's the weapon? Where's the weapon? Where's the weapon? We know Preservation doesn't have a weapon at all whatsoever, and they have no idea what a weapon is doing on the ship. So I immediately thought, oh, that's Murderbot, right? It's Murderbot they're looking for. Murderbot's the weapon. But now that I thought about it, because I read this a couple of hours ago, it's not Murderbot. This is all still a coincidence. It's still circumstantial, to be honest with you. So I have no idea where this is going to go. But it is interesting that it's Art. It's interesting that they were able to take Art over. And I like that this is a resource that we're going to have Murderbot engage with, which is really, really cool. But yeah, some of my favorite lines from this, the stealth drones are cool, but one of my favorite lines is, I'll take your ribs out one by one and break them in front of your little face. I like how Murderbot even respects, hey, that's a cool line. I'll be using that. That's a cool line. I like that Electra and Raz are like, just give it an order, because they realize it's a sec unit, and Amena's like, it doesn't listen to orders. I like that these villains are evil. They say, babbling, poor thing, and that's when Murderbot is like, ooh boy, you hit the Goku button. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, it's a hilarious moment in Dragon Ball Z Abridged. Hilarious. Regardless, you hit the Goku button. You shouldn't have did that. And Murderbot just goes on I just love that Murderbot's like emotional, but still like doing operations in the back of its mainframe or brain or whatever you want to call it. I think that's hilarious and awesome too. Murderbot finishes off with an absolute dog move where Electra and Raz are like, hey, come with us, come this way. And Murderbot destroys a drone and looks at him and is like, stay with me. And they're all like, okay. It's awesome. It's awesome. This seems to be kind of weird. It's more weird than even I know, I think. Because when I was reading it, I was like, Martha Wells is finding a way to add more questions to the characters and to the reader, while simultaneously doing awesome things and answering other questions, right? Like, we're given a resource. Murderbot's given a resource. Art ship. It has familiarity with Art ship, but Art's not sort of connected to it yet. I think what's gonna happen, it's gonna be kind of strange. Murderbot's probably going to get information as much as it can from Raz and Electra. I want to say Electra, but it's Electra. But after that, I think it's going to go on a killing spree. I think that's it. And it's interesting that they're wearing the suits that have big, wide open bases, similar to, I imagine, a football player helmet, but with an American football player helmet with none of the things outside to keep it from blah 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 being safe. It's pretty interesting. Good chapter. Read through it quickly. Blah 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 blah. The first bit of moment where Murderbot freaks out that it's on Art's ship, and it's like trying to compute what is happening. I can't speak to Art. I don't know what's happening. Is this actually Art's ship? Am I hallucinating? That took me, it took me a long time to kind of get through that part. Even Amena was like, hey, I need you to talk to me about what's happening here. And then it gets knocked out by the drone. That part I was like, could have, I don't know. Murderbot doesn't seem that unsure in unsure situations often. Right there, that was a little weird. That was a little strange. That was emotional almost, right? It's got an emotional attachment to Art. So that was a little weird. Either way, we're continuing on the action, and I hope Art comes back. Obviously, I think Art will. I think it's interesting also that Murderbot's got the communicator stuck in its rib from before. Pretty funny, pretty interesting. But yeah, all in all, fantastic chapter. I think we're gonna continue on to the series. We've got a lot of stuff coming on the channel. So if you want to follow along, once again, you can buy the book. You can follow the chapter by chapter reaction reviews. There's, I don't know, 20 so chapters in this book, and then I've got the other book over there. So we're just going to try to continue. It may not be every day because we've got a lot of stuff happening on the channel right now. So please, if you like this content, please like, subscribe, and share. We're trying to do a lot here, and we appreciate your engagement. Tell me what you thought about the chapter. Tell me what you think about the video. But until next time, later, taters.